If you have been following the news lately, you must have noticed one common headline again and again: mass layoffs in IT companies. Thousands of employees from giants like Google, Amazon, Infosys, and Wipro have suddenly lost their jobs. But the big question is, why is this happening? Is the IT sector in danger? Or is there a bigger story behind these layoffs? Let's break this down step by step. To understand layoffs, we first need to go back a few years. During the COVID pandemic, the whole world shifted online to do work from home, online shopping, digital payments, cloud storage, and video conferencing. The demand for IT services and software products skyrocketed. Companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and Indian IT giants went on a hiring spree. For example, Amazon doubled its workforce in just 2 years. Infosys hired over 85,000 people in 2021-22 alone. It looked like there was no limit to growth, but the reality turned out to be very different. As lockdown ended, people went back to physical offices, shopping malls, and schools. The massive digital boom slowed down. At the same time, inflation soared and interest rates were hiked in the US and Europe. And then came another blow: the Russia Ukraine war. Suddenly, oil prices shot up, energy became expensive, and European businesses were surrounded by uncertainty. When companies are unsure about the future, what's the first thing that they do? They cut back on spending. And a large part of that cut comes from technology budgets. Now, IT companies were sitting with huge workforces they didn't actually need anymore. Imagine you opened a restaurant expecting 1,000 customers every day, but only 300 showed up. What will you do? You can't keep paying for so many chefs and waiters. That's exactly what IT companies faced. And so layoffs started becoming the easy option for cost cutting. But it's not only about demand falling. The truth is more complicated. The pandemic had created an illusion of endless digital growth. Companies went on a hiring binge, almost like shoppers during a festive sale, buying more than they needed, thinking it will always be useful. But when reality struck, they realized they had too many employees for too little work. And just as this correction was happening, automation and AI entered the picture in a big way. Just think about it. Work that once required 10 junior engineers can now be partly done by a single AI tool. So the first jobs to go are often entry level roles. This is why so many freshers and graduates are struggling. Even though lakhs of students graduate in engineering every year, many remain unemployable because their skills don't match what the industry needs today. The problem is deeper when you look at India's position in the global IT map. For decades, India was the outsourcing capital of the world. Cheap, skilled manpower made companies from the US and Europe send work here. But now those same clients are asking, why should we outsource when AI can do this faster and cheaper? And to make things tougher, another trend has been quietly reshaping the industry: the rise of GCCs, or global capability centers. Do you know that today there are over 1,500 GCCs operating in India? Big multinationals like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and Daimler are directly setting up their own technology centers in Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Pune. This means instead of giving contracts to Infosys or Wipro, these companies are hiring their own engineers in India. In short, Indian IT firms are losing their monopoly over global outsourcing. Now let's talk about the wider impact. Layoffs don't just affect employees, they ripple across the entire economy. When thousands lose jobs, consumer spending falls. A laid off engineer will cut back on shopping, travel, and dining out. This, in turn, affects small businesses, restaurants, and even real estate. Think of it like a stone thrown in the pond. The splash happens at the center, but the ripples spread everywhere. Mass layoffs reduce demand in the economy, which in turn slows down growth. That's why economists worry. It's not just about tech companies, it's about the entire chain reaction. But here's a surprising twist: layoffs are not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes they are simply a reset button. Companies shed excess staff, improve efficiency, and reorient towards newer, more profitable areas. For example, while one team is being downsized, The same company might be aggressively hiring in cloud computing, cybersecurity, or AI research. It's almost like pruning a tree. You cut some branches not to kill it, but to help it grow better. Still, for employees, the impact is very real. Layoffs are often creating fear among those still inside. Am I next? Morale drops, productivity suffers, and loyalty weakens. It's like playing in a cricket team where you never know who will be dropped tomorrow. How motivated will you be to play your best? So, what's the bottom line here? IT layoffs are not just random events, they are the result of multiple forces colliding. The COVID pandemic's overhiring, the slowdown after the pandemic was over, uncertainty from the Russia Ukraine war, automation and AI replacing repetitive tasks, and the rise of GCCs entering into outsourcing contracts. All of this is reshaping the Indian IT sector like never before. But here's the bigger question. Is this the end of IT jobs in India? History tells us otherwise. Every time technology evolves, old jobs vanish, but new ones are created. 10 years ago, hardly anyone was talking about cloud engineers, app developers, or data scientists. Today, they are among the highest paid roles. Yes, the transition is painful. Yes, thousands are suffering right now. But 5 years from now, those who upskill into AI, data, and cybersecurity will be the ones in demand. So the next time you see a headline saying 10,000 employees laid off, don't just think of it as the end of IT. Think of it as the beginning of a new phase in IT. Just like we moved from typewriters to computers and from computers to smartphones, this is another evolution in progress. And if you are a fresher, worried about your future, ask yourself, am I learning the skills that tomorrow's IT world will need? Or am I preparing for jobs that AI might already be doing? Because the IT industry isn't dying, it's transforming. And the ones who adapt fastest will be the ones who succeed. That's it for today's video. If you found this explanation useful, do share it with your friends and tell me in the comments. Do you think AI will replace IT jobs completely or will it create new opportunities? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more such explanatory videos.